My brother and I stayed in our mother's womb for 3 years. During these 3 years, whenever I got bored, I would punch my brother. It's because my brother is the chosen one, and I am destined to be the villain in this world. This system that makes you stronger by doing bad things. I really loved it. Another 2.5 years passed. I was finally about to be born. At that moment, my father was anxiously pacing outside the door. When he heard my first cry, he happily walked toward me. "Master, it's a boy." But I thought to myself, my old man looks really ugly. But I heard that looking at beautiful women makes you handsome. Thinking of this, I started crying and kicked him in the chin. System detected. The host is filial to his father. Gained 2 villain points. Wow, kicking my old man's chin can also increase villain points? Even though it's only 2 points. A mosquito is still meat, right? It was then that the midwife discovered that I had a brother who had not yet come out. But my brother said he wasn't ready to come out yet. What do you mean by not coming out? If you don't come out, where am I supposed to get villain points, huh? The maid nearby saw me making a scene, and picked me up in her arms. "Young master, how about we go drink milk?" "I don't want to drink that." "Little brother, you better come out now." System detected. The host completed the loving pinch. Gained 50 villain points. Hearing the system reward, I froze. I stared for a while. Could it be that this also gives villain points? Wow, this is amazing. Such a good thing. Is this the joy of being a villain? Another 3 years passed. I had grown up. I played hide and seek with the beautiful sisters every day, and I was extremely skilled at it. Sister Yun, you lost. The host completed the gentleman's task. Gained 200 villain points. This should be enough now, right? Once the villain points reach a certain amount, I can use them to increase my realm. A moment later, I successfully broke through to the first stage of the Kaiyuan realm. But at this moment, Sister Yan looked at me puzzled. Seeing this, I quickly pretended to be a little child. "Sister Bu, I want a hug." But unexpectedly, the next second, I suddenly launched an attack. Completed the task of a loving kiss. Gained 50 villain points. Of course they didn't get angry. After all, in their eyes, I was just a clueless 3-year-old child. Because I didn't understand anything, I could do things they couldn't. For example, in our family's bathroom, I used caterpillars to scare them. The sisters didn't get angry. Instead, they even joined me in washing. System detected. The host completed the gentleman's task. Gained 500 villain points. Meanwhile, inside the Great Sha Palace, the Emperor also sensed that I had broken through to the first stage of the Kaiyuan realm. To reach such a realm at 3 years old, this child must not be allowed to live. At this moment, I had no idea of the danger that was coming. I opened the system. I added all the villain points to my speed attribute. After all, to be a wolf, you need to hone your teeth. To be a sheep, you need to strengthen your legs. Facing my unreasonable chosen one of a brother, I could only aspire to be the fastest man in the Huanggu. As long as I sense something's wrong, I can escape immediately. Haha, clever me. That noon, I was resting on a tree. Suddenly a lightning bolt cracked through the air. An omen from the sky. Could it be that my little brother is about to come out? Wait, it's not an omen. I dodged the incoming purple spiral ball with a swift move. It turns out the Emperor who wants to kill me has come. At the same time, my cheap old man and grandfather also arrived. "Old mudfish, are you trying to start a war with me?" Hearing this, the Emperor did not respond. He just walked toward me. "This is Qin family's eldest young master. Let me touch you." Just as he was about to touch me, I instantly flashed behind my grandfather. The Emperor was surprised. Such quick movement. Seeing this, my grandfather said, "Sorry, the child is shy." The Emperor, seeing this, could only say it was fine. At that moment, I innocently asked, "Are you the Emperor? I've heard that His Majesty is wise and invincible. Today I see it for myself, truly living up to the reputation." The Emperor was so flattered by my praise. As the wise and mighty Emperor, he surely wouldn't come empty-handed, right? Hearing this, the Emperor looked a bit embarrassed. Seeing this, I continued to press on. "You can't be serious. The mighty Emperor of the Great Sha. You actually came empty-handed to someone else's home?" Seeing this, both my grandfather and father couldn't help but snicker. Helpless, the Emperor finally began searching his clothes. "How could I come empty-handed? Look, what is this?" Here hidden within are the 9 swords of Chong Kong. Each one is a rare divine weapon. When the 9 swords are combined, they rank among the top 10 ancient divine weapons. Its power is enough to defeat thousands of troops. What do you think of this? But as soon as he said this, the Emperor immediately regretted it, because these 9 swords were top-grade divine artifacts. Giving even one of them away would be a huge loss. He simply couldn't bear to part with them. Suddenly I snatched the weapon box away. Then I innocently looked at him and said, "Thank you for the 9 swords." I smiled. "If you compete with me, not only will you not win, but you'll also suffer." The Emperor was about to say something, but was interrupted by my father and grandfather. As expected of His Majesty, with one move you present the 9 swords of Chong Kong. After all, His Majesty is the true dragon of the heavens. How could he care about such trivial things? "You brat, don't you have any manners? Quickly kneel and thank His Majesty." Hearing this, I immediately knelt down with a thud. Thank you for your great kindness, your majesty. At this moment the emperor wanted to say something but helplessly swallowed it back. Your majesty, have you ever heard of a rule in the martial world? That is when elders meet juniors for the first time they give a gift. Hearing this, my cheap old man and grandfather began performing again. Indeed, there is such a rule. Seeing this, the emperor felt his head spinning. I'll give you an egg. I should have just stayed in the palace having fun with my concubines. How did I end up with such a shameless brat? This is the end. The leader of the strongest country in the ancient world, the emperor of the great Shah dynasty, faced with a junior who wouldn't even give a greeting gift. To save face, the emperor had no choice but to give me his celestial treasure gourd. Although it's not an offensive or defensive treasure, this gourd can speed up cultivation. It also quickly restores energy in battle. This old guy is quite generous. Thank you, your majesty, for the gourd. By now the emperor was sweating profusely. System detected. The host is helpful. Free of charge, helping someone store the celestial treasure gourd. Gained 1000 villain points. At this moment I was thinking of ways to make him keep giving me treasures. That emperor, I have a brother. Seeing this, the emperor coughed twice. He interrupted me. I suddenly remembered something at home. After saying that, he flew into the air. Before I could say goodbye, he vanished without a trace. At that moment my cheap old man started eyeing my sword. Wind, you're still young. Let your father keep this sword for you. Hearing this, I immediately started crying. I kept shouting that I loved him. Then I snatched my precious sword back. Seeing this, my grandfather immediately kicked my father. He took the sword box back. Shameless thing. Trying to steal your son's treasure? Alright. Don't cry, my good grandson. Grandpa got it back for you. As soon as I took the sword box, I changed my expression. I cried. I was faking it. Suddenly thunder rumbled in the sky. My cheap old man slapped his forehead. Oh, your mother is still giving birth to your second brother. Watching my father walk away, I couldn't hold back my emotions any longer. You foolish little brat. Are you finally coming? Stinky little brother. Do you know how much I've missed you in these 3 years? When I walked in, my brother started squirming in my father's arms. I innocently stood in front of my father. Let me see my little brother. But when my brother saw me, he immediately got scared and didn't dare to make a sound. Father, why isn't my second brother crying? Is there something wrong with him? Saying that, I slapped my brother's bottom. My brother cried out in pain. My father quickly scolded me for hitting my brother. I put on a pitiful expression. I was just afraid something would happen to him. System detected. Host made the chosen one cry, causing the chosen one to lose his innate ancestral energy. Gained 30,000 villain points. Also gained 1 lottery chance. Soon 5 years passed, but suddenly the system told me to dig out my brother's supreme bone. Reward: invincible twin eyes. This was the first time I questioned the system, but the system said the supreme bone could grow back. Even though the system said so, I still didn't feel it was reliable. No, I need to calm down. At this moment my little brother was still sleeping in the tree. I jumped right in front of him. Little brother, don't blame me. I raised my hand and slapped my brother's bottom. System detected. Host slapped the chosen one's bottom. Gained 100 villain points. Afterward my brother asked me to secretly sneak out to play. At that moment I thought of another prank to play on my brother. Then we both went to the busy market. I made my brother cry on the ground. I held a bowl beside him. After a while, we both earned a big bowl of copper coins. My brother was also very happy. Brother, let's go eat something delicious. I told my brother I would treat him to stir-fried bamboo shoots with pork. My brother innocently asked, Brother, what is stir-fried bamboo shoots with pork? Is it delicious? I told him it was really delicious. My brother was overjoyed. Yay, it's my favorite. But the one lying on the ground earlier was actually just a beggar who had fallen asleep. When we returned home, my father found out about this and started hitting my brother. I stood by and begged my father to stop. But the more I pleaded for my brother, the harder my father hit him. When we got back to the room, I wiped my brother's tears. My innocent brother said I was the best. Of course, after all, a childhood without stir-fried bamboo shoots with pork is incomplete. Looking at my brother's red bottom, I started to feel sorry for him, because only if he recovers soon can I continue spanking him to earn villain points. Brother, you're so good to me. I patted his head. This is what brothers should do. After all, you're the chosen one. At this moment I saw my brother still upset. Brother has a plan to help you get revenge. What plan? But after all, he is our father. Seeing me keeping him in suspense, my brother patted his chest. Brother, don't worry. I'll never betray you. Brother, that's not what I meant. But since you want to know, I'll tell you. Our father has a secret vault. It's hidden in the back mountain. If mother finds out about this, father will definitely get scolded by her. Hearing this, my innocent brother was thrilled. I'll go do it right away. As expected, the next day father was scolded by mother. If it wasn't for my second brother telling me, I don't know how much longer I would have been kept in the dark. What? This rebellious second child clearly hasn't been punished enough. Then my brother was caught by father. And again he had stir-fried bamboo shoots with pork. At this time I also earned 200 villain points. Night came. Father and mother had their exercise time. At this moment my brother asked me what they were doing. I could only seriously tell him that they were practicing. So my innocent brother asked with a mischievous smile, if I interrupt father's practice, wouldn't he have no strength to hit me? I didn't know how to respond to that. Though villain points were tempting. This kind of thing is best if I say nothing. That means I agree. Before I could react, my brother disappeared right in front of me. Then he ran in front of father and shouted, "Father, I am Minnows." Father was startled by this sudden shout. His little darling immediately lowered its head. This is bad. Little brother, you have to hold on. Then my brother was beaten badly. As a result I earned a lot of villain points. System detected. The host's actions caused the chosen one to suffer greatly. Gained 1000 villain points. A jade that isn't carved cannot become a vessel. Brother who is not beaten does not know righteousness. Little brother, don't blame me. Time flew by and half a month passed. Since the last time my second brother interrupted father's practice, he's been locked in the room and hasn't come out. This also meant I hadn't earned any villain points in half a month. Suddenly there were sounds of a carriage in the sky. I looked up. It turned out to be the princess of the Lin family from Tianjin City. Seeing this I was a bit confused. What is the Lin family doing here at the Qin family? I discovered the chosen one. Epic level. Wow, I was just thinking there was no chosen one to fight me. This is perfect. After a conversation with father I learned that he was here for a marriage meeting. The young lady looked at me and couldn't help but exclaim, "Is this Qin Feng? He's so handsome." Ting, how handsome is he? Just based on looks do you think you can be my husband? Let me show you what I think of that. You are Qin Feng? This is my new servant Lin San. Do you dare fight him to prove yourself? I didn't respond, because the system told me that Lin San in front of me is the chosen one. And his level is epic. The patriarch of the Lin family quickly scolded, "Linger, don't be rude." Father heard him say don't be rude. But his body didn't stop him at all. So father patted me on the shoulder. "Fine, Fenger, go play with him." After getting father's approval, I was even more excited. After all, my brother is my real brother. So every time I hit him I didn't dare to be too harsh. Each hit only gave me 200 villain points. That's why it took me 5 years to earn over 50 million villain points. But now someone is voluntarily coming to me. I must seize this opportunity. The match began. I made a swift leap forward. Lin Zan blocked with his sword. Then he knocked me into the air. He quickly set up to grab me when I landed. I realized something was wrong. I quickly flipped backward and narrowly dodged the strike. Seeing me land and crouch down, the princess was cheering for Lin San. "Well done, Lin San. Teach this brat a lesson for me." Seeing this I couldn't help but feel, is this what it feels like to be suppressed by the protagonist? Then I raised my right hand and shouted, "Sword come." A series of whooshing sounds filled the air. Patriarch of the Lin family was shocked. This is actually the 9 swords of Chong Kong. Then I pointed to the sky and shouted, "Unite the 9 swords." The 9 swords in the sky instantly merged into one. I held the divine sword in my hand. Seeing this, Lin San couldn't help but sneer. "Even if you have the divine sword, you still can't be my opponent." Then Lin San used the Chong Kong sword technique. Father saw this and secretly thought this is bad. After all, the Chong Kong sword technique and 9 swords of Chong Kong were created by the same person. Fenger is talented, but he is only 8 years old. How could he withstand the sword technique of the 9 swords of Chong Kong? Immediately father rushed towards me in a panic. "Fenger, father will help you." But I raised my hand to stop father. "Step back, don't interfere." Hearing this, father stood back in place. Seemed like my own son had rejected me. Then I started gathering my sword energy. Using my secret technique, Heaven Slashing Sword Technique, the 2 sword energies collided. A huge explosion occurred. As the smoke cleared, Lin San was in disbelief. This guy actually withstood my sword move. How is this possible? Suddenly his sword began to crack. A crisp snap. His sword shattered into dust. Congratulations host, you have caused a crack in the chosen one's invincible Dao heart. Gained 100,000 villain points. I smiled. A mere crack gives me 100,000 villain points? If I stab him in the heart, wouldn't that be billions in minutes? Then I flashed in front of him. I injured the chosen one. Gained 500 villain points. I didn't rush to kill him. I was just continuously scraping villain points. Suddenly father came over and grabbed me. "Okay, Feng, play is one thing but don't let it ruin the atmosphere." Seeing this, the head of the Lin family quickly came over. "Brother Qin is absolutely right. Brother Qin, let's have a word in private." At this moment the princess came to me. "Qin Feng, you're amazing." But at that moment my eyes were only on Lin San. Then I pointed at him and said, "Can you have him come find me often?" Upon hearing this, the princess puffed her cheeks in frustration. "I want you to be my husband. But you only want to play with my servant?" Then she angrily turned and left. Back at home, the head of the Lin family told his daughter to marry my younger brother. The princess asked. Why are you marrying me off to the second son of the Qin family? The Lin family patriarch was puzzled. Didn't you refuse to marry the eldest son of the Qin family? The princess was speechless at this remark. That's not true. I'm 2 years older than that second son of the Qin family. If this gets out, won't people laugh at father? The Lin family patriarch patted his daughter's head and said, what's so funny about it? Isn't sibling romance quite popular nowadays? But no matter how the Lin family patriarch coaxed, the princess still refused to marry the second son. Hearing this, the Lin family patriarch finally realized. Good daughter, do you like the eldest son of the Qin family? The princess blushed, but still proudly said she didn't like him. Since you don't like the eldest son, then you'll marry the second son. This is settled. Hearing this, the princess angrily ran out. You don't love me at all. The Lin family patriarch was bewildered. What's going on? What's wrong with my daughter? Upon hearing this, I was a bit speechless. The battle was fierce as a tiger, but no one mentioned marriage talks. Forget it. I'll pass on the bitterness of love. I looked at Lin San beside me. In this life he's enough for me. At that moment Lin San suddenly shivered. Then I told father, I want to go out and play with brother Lin San. The princess saw this and put her hands on her hips. Lin San, where are you going to play? Why didn't you invite the young lady? Seeing this, father and the head of the Lin family exchanged a smile. It's perfect for Zinner and Fenger to spend some time together. So the head of the Lin family said, since that's the case, Lin San, take the young lady and the eldest and second sons of the Qin family out for a stroll. Upon hearing this, I called out, good grief. So I'm the buy one get one free deal? Not what I had in mind. But the villain points offered were too tempting. Then we arrived at the market. Because the chosen one usually picks heavenly treasures. Whatever he picks I buy. Shopkeeper, I'll take this. Congratulations host for stealing the chosen one's immortal herb, gaining 300 villain points. At this moment Lin San spotted a pill. I quickly snatched it from him. Shopkeeper, I'll take this too. Congratulations host for stealing the chosen one's pill. Gained 300 villain points. Seeing this, Lin San looked puzzled. This guy is a bit strange. And why does he look at me so lecherously? Just then the princess ran up to me. Qin Feng, can you go shopping with me over there? But I pushed her away. You're in my way. The ignored princess threw a tantrum. How dare you ignore me? But the next second she quickly changed her expression. Qin Feng, you're so brave.